Hey, it's Liam Killen. Today we're going to be looking into how to sidechain on the OP1. I've used this effect on several of my OP1 tracks, and I wanted to dedicate a full video to it. I'll start by saying that this actually isn't real sidechain compression. It's not like you could choose an element of the track to sidechain against. I'm pretty sure that that's not possible on the OP1, but if it is, please let me know. Basically what you are able to do is choose a pumping rhythm using an LFO, where a specific element of the track will duck out, giving that sort of sidechain feel. But it's not the real thing. And what is this LFO that I'm speaking of? It's the Tremolo LFO. So we'll head there, synth button, shift 4. I'm already on it, so that's Tremolo right there. You could go through other LFOs if you want. Let's stick to Tremolo. There it is. Now, there's a pretty obvious way of using the Tremolo LFO, and we're just gonna get that out of the way right now. And then I'll show you how to use it a little bit more subtly on this track. So I've quickly made like a cats sort of beat. I'll show you the bass that I'm using. It's a preset, shift 8, digital low end. So that's
the bass.
I'll head back to Tremolo, shift 4, Tremolo. So I want to add vibe and motion to that bass. Let's head back to Tremolo, shift 4, I'm already on it. Okay, and this is the engine right here. Now I'll show you what each of the knobs does. The blue knob changes the speed of the pumping. If you want, you could go freehand, which is not any specific note value, or you could choose a note value. So let's go to the numbers. 1 is, I think, 2 bars. 2 is whole notes, so a full bar. 3 is half notes, and 4 is quarter notes, and so on. So it just doubles with each number. The green knob will make the pitch of the note wobble. So obviously you could get pretty ridiculous with that. I like to keep it at around 2 or 3 just to have a very subtle wobble. The white knob is the intensity of the pumping. The red knob we're not going to mess with too much because it takes away from that pumping motion. Shift and the red knob, however, that'll change the shape of the wave. In this case, I really want the bass to pump, so I'm going to turn the white knob up to, let's say, 95-ish. Shift, and I'm going to go to this wave. This is my favorite waveform. If you're interested in making like a full-on track like this, I actually have another video that's more in the lo-fi house sort of genre on the OP1. I'll leave a link there and also in the description. So that's one obvious way of using the Tremolo LFO sidechain effect on the OP1. Now we'll get into some more subtle ways of using it and also ways that it doesn't work on the OP1. There's a few ways that it doesn't function. So now we'll get back to the first beat that I showed you. So every element of this track has been programmed except for the lead synth, which is what we're going to look at now. Synth, shift 8, and I think it was pulse, the preset, yeah, pulse there. Chord LR, that was the preset that I used. This preset already worked pretty well with this track, but we're going to make it sit a little bit better in the mix. The first thing we'll change is the release, so head to ADSR, button 2. I'm also going to bring the spring reverb down a little bit.
That's much better.
We'll head to button 4, so that's the Tremolo LFO, which is actually already programmed into this preset. We want it to sync up with the kick drum, which is playing half notes. So I believe that's 3, speed 3. Let's try that. Yeah, so you can hear it going. So we're gonna keep that pitch bend there. We're gonna change the envelope. I'm gonna head back to my favorite wave form because that's just the one I like. The intensity, I'm gonna bring that up to 100%. You might think that it's too much, but it actually still sounds quite subtle with this synth. It fits really well on the track. So let's try this. Just to give you an idea of what it sounds like with a different waveform, let's switch it to this one. So now it's a little bit more jagged, the pumping motion. Nah, I like the curved waveform better. Next thing I'll do is give you a before and after, so with and without the Tremolo LFO, and you're gonna see what a big difference it makes. So this is with it. And this is without it. The LFO just really glues it all together, and like I said, it sits much better in the mix. It's kind of like a no contest for me. And the last thing I'll show you is where I wish the Tremolo LFO works, but it just doesn't. We're gonna start a new loop here. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Let's make it a 4-bar loop. Synth mode, shift, we'll head to endless, and I'm gonna program a minor 7th chord with dissolver. So shift 8, I think that's under cluster. Yes, there it is. That's better. Let's program it. That's cool. Back to Tremolo LFO. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the same effect as it does playing something freehand. If you program something with endless, and I'm assuming with the other performance functions as well, it seems to affect each note of the sequence and not the sequence as a whole. And yeah, that about wraps it up. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully you guys found this insightful. Just a few things before we say goodbye. I just released my first official EP on all streaming platforms, so Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, you name it. It's called the Curious EP, so give that a listen. Also, if you're looking to distribute your own music, I'm sponsored by DistroKid. So if you look at the link in the description, that's a 7% discount on your first year, and you could release unlimited music for $20 a year. And I actually calculated it, it's 5 cents a day to release unlimited music, so that's insane. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, the whole shebang, and I'll see you in the next video.